Alrighty guys, how's it going out there? Rooster in 10, roostercb.com. Got a nice little combination video for you here. On the left is a Anytone Quad 5 Plus, one of my favorite radios, and it's had all the mods done to it, fully upgraded all the way. And over here we've got a Carl Built 200 HDC, which is two 2879C transistors, and it also has sideband on chip there. You can hear the relay kick in when we flipped it on sideband. Also comes with high and low. So we'll test it out with this radio here and see how it does. And I think you guys will be pretty impressed with this little combination. Sweet little combination by itself, but really sets you up to drive this into a larger amp if you want to. Should really get with the program here. So first things first, we want to start out with our RF power all the way down, and we've got this radio preset in the service menu where it should go down to basically nothing and up to about 20 watts or so, give or take. Now again, you can always adjust that yourself, but really that's about the safe way to run it. Running one of these myself, occasionally on the bass, that's the way I like to set mine up. We're going to go down to 0 and go all the way up to around 20, give or take. 15 volts, well 14.9 is what we're testing at. So we'll check it out here and see how it does. Now we're going to start out with our amp on high. I don't really see any point in testing on low and high. He's probably just going to run it on high all the time, but you can run on low if you want to. But let's test it out here and see how it does. We've got a 1,000 watt slug in here, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to key the mic up and slowly roll the RF power up on the radio. Bottom scale. So right around 100 watt dead keys where we're at now, just give or take there. And this will be your average power. Audio. So about 250, 275. Audio. Getting close to 300, just depending on our voice tone. This is your current draw. About 40 amps, give or take there. And then this is going to be your PEP, or peak power, bottom scale. Hello, audio, 1, 2, 3, audio. So about 550, 550 to 575 there on the PEP. And we'll just flip it on low just for the heck of it, see if it makes much of a difference. Hello, audio. Yeah, it does about 450 on low. All right, going back to high, and we're going to flip it up into sideband, and we're not going to touch the RF power on the radio any. We're just going to leave the RF power where it's at. It's halfway open here, and we'll see how it drives it there. All right. Average power on sideband, bottom scale. Hello, radio 1. Oh, let's go to sideband first. I was about to say, we're still on AM. Alrighty, back to sideband, upper sideband. Hello, radio 1, 2, 3. Hello, radio 1, 2, 3. Audio, radio 1, 2, 3. Audio, radio. And see, it's doing about what we want it to do. It's not going crazy and doing 500 watts average. It's staying right in that 300 watts. Now, if we audioed into the mic, we could make it jump up and show some crazy power, but hello, radio 1, 2, 3. Hello, radio 1, 2, 3. Hello, radio 1, 2, 3. I'd say that's plenty safe right there. 46 amps. And this is your PEP. Hello, radio 1, 2, 3. 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 So just shy of 400. Now, say, well, it's doing less power on sideband. Your RF power on your radio controls the top end of your sideband, where it doesn't really control it on AM. It may change the average power a little bit on AM, but if we turn this wide open, it's going to do more power, obviously, on sideband. But what you're going to end up running into, and the reason I tell people this, to set their radio on AM and then just leave it alone on sideband, kind of just let it do whatever it needs to do, is because if you turn this RF power up and you start making this amp swing 600 watts on sideband PEP, the average power is going to be off the scales. It's going to do like 500 watts average, which is going to be hard on this amp, okay? Over time, it's going to wear it down. That's where a lot of people run into trouble on sideband. They don't leave their RF power alone. And I repeat myself in these videos, because it's something people still end up doing, okay? I beat the dead horse on this, and then people, they get their amps, their radios, and they do their own thing, and then they end up blowing them up, and they're like, well, I was only swinging 80 watts on sideband into it. The average power is a factor, okay? And I'll show you guys, just testing with this radio here while we're fiddling around. Let's take our 1,000 watt slug out, and we're not going to touch any kind of settings right now. And let's put 100 in, just to keep it on the same here. Now this is on sideband where we have our radio currently set at. RF power's at halfway. Hello, audio, radio, 1, 2, 3, audio, radio, 1, 2, 3, audio, audio. So 30 watts, okay? Now if we go to AM, hello, radio, 1, 2, 3, hello, radio, 1, 2, 3, hello, audio, 80 watts. Now let's do the same thing for average power. Okay, this is the average power on AM with the RF power halfway. Hello, audio. It'll whistle 40, but hello, audio. You know, audio 25. And this is going to be your average power on sideband. Hello. So about 30 on sideband there. Now what happens when we turn the RF power wide open? Okay, this is your RF power wide open on sideband. Hello. Okay, that's way too much. Over 60 watts average. If you're running the radio by itself, you know, would probably be okay. But swinging that into that 2-pill C box is going to kill it. Now check it out on AM. A little bit over 40. Let's do the same thing for PEP. This is your PEP on AM. Hello, audio. A little bit over 80. And this is your PEP on sideband with it wide open. Hello, audio, audio. About 70, okay? So that is the big difference. That's how people end up unintentionally overdriving their amps on sideband. If you don't have a meter that reads average power, then you may run into something like this. All right, that's it, guys. Just a little test video for him. I hope he likes it. Should be a nice running little setup here. We'll have some more of these in soon. I've got another one of these that's going out later this week to another customer. And should have some more of them available coming soon as well. So if you like the way these run together, or you like them just to pair up with different radios or different amps, then we will have some soon. All right, thanks, guys. Rooster and 10, roostercb.com. See you, bye.